Aristotle did not believe the universe came into existence. He did not think time and motion comes into existence. He saw this as a contradiction. How could there be a before if there is no time? So for Aristotle, the universe has always existed and was never brought into existence. I can understand that, but then, if the universe was not created and was not brought into existence, where does the motion and the change come from? Aristotle is asking us to adopt a belief in a universe of eternal change and flux, where absolutely everything, all organisms, are moving to a delos. Where would this motion come from? This is where Aristotle brings up the prime mover. What's that? Broadly speaking, the prime mover would be God. It is an immaterial, unchanging and eternal being that is responsible for all the motion and change in the universe. So Aristotle believed the prime mover started everything off. It was the first cause that started the chain. Not exactly. Aristotle believed the universe was eternal, so there was no first cause, but rather the prime mover was considered the attractor. For Aristotle, God does not start the movement off by physically getting involved and giving it a push, but rather the prime mover is a being that attracts all the motion in the universe. It draws all movement and change. Like a moth moving towards a bright light, the light causes the moth to move towards it. So in a sense, every changing being is moving closer to the prime mover, and as the prime mover attracts this motion, it leads all the entities from their potentiality to their actuality. So as trees grow, or stars move, or planets orbit, this change, this motion, is just movement towards the prime mover. I see. So then, with the prime mover we can understand the constant and eternal state of flux in the universe. Now of course, Aristotle's idea of God vastly differs from the Judeo-Christian understanding. Whereas the Judeo-Christian belief is very much of a first mover, a being that caused the first motion and began the universe, as well as a conscious moral being that can intervene in the world. Aristotle's prime mover is nothing like this, but rather just light that attracts all movement and change. It keeps the universe in this order, and it keeps the universe moving, but it is not an all-powerful being. It cannot intervene in human affairs, and quite possibly it wouldn't even have the knowledge of our existence. Aristotle argued that such a vast, infinite being as the prime mover would only think about itself and would only know itself.